Welcome everybody to the Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man, coming to you from the Sunshine State of Florida. Eddie Hall and I just enjoying a bit of Florida golf ahead of Heat 3 of this year's competition. So many links, of course, between these two great sports. Like golf, strongman also needs a strong drive, big irons, and especially bags of balls. And like golf, this year's World's Strongest Man also features an albatross. Tom Stoltman, or 6'8" of him, it's only his second appearance in this tournament, but many people predict he could go a fair way in a tough group.
Two British athletes have already soared to new heights at this year's World's Strongest Man. And now the pressure is on Tom Stoltman to join them in the grand final. But the mighty Scot, known as the Albatross, faces having his wings clipped by one they call the Dragon. Having finished fourth at the last two grand finals, the ever-confident Martins Litzis has migrated from his Californian home to America's East Coast. Armed with bravado, charisma, and strength, his aim is to unleash fire and fury on his rivals. Both men now face each other under the Florida sun in Heat 3, where other contenders are now circling. Former Russian Marine Mikhail Shivlyakov, Latvian Eva Smolkstelis, and Australia's strongest man, Eddie Williams. All aim to take flight towards the World's Strongest Man Grand Final.
Well, it's going to be around here somewhere, Eddie. Let's have a chat about Heat 3 anyway. We've seen two Brits go through to the grand final already this year, and now we have Luke Stoltman's younger brother, Tom, who Luke insists is a better overall prospect than he is. Why is that?
Well, Tom's closer to 7 foot, and when you're that big, you've got the strength, you've got the levers, you've got the body weight. I genuinely believe that Tom could go on and win World's Strongest Man one day.
Really?
Sure.
He's in an interesting group, one that features this Australian athlete, Eddie Williams. What do you know about him?
Well, he's a super nice guy. He's got the world record for pulling a tank, and he's an absolutely fantastic singer.
One man who'll be hoping to be on song here is Martins Litzis, of course, who burst onto the scene in 2016 and has always looked on the verge of actually being a contender since then. Has he got it all together this time?
You know what, I really like Litzis. He reeks of confidence, and I really like that. He can beat anybody on the planet right now. He's been training with a grip master, Odd Hogan, so his grip's through the roof, and he's been working on his loading. So I believe that he's brought the whole package this year.
Brilliant. Well, funnily enough, ahead of event 1, Martins Litzis is talking to Michelle Ackley in downtown Bradenton.
Thank you, James. Now, I'm with Martins. Martins, you are easily one of the favourites this year. Added to that, you're on home turf. How does it feel to be doing this in front of your homegrown fans?
Oh, it feels epic. I didn't even expect this amount of fans. People have driven out here from across the country just to see me compete. Mind blown that it's come to that. So thank you guys so much for showing up. I really appreciate all the fans.
Well, you seem as determined as ever, so all the best of luck, Martins.
Thank you so much.
Colin, Danny, over to you.
Well, thanks, Michelle. Let's go downtown to find our monster trucks that makes them big men pull them around. These are the Monster Jam trucks. This is them in action, unless something's gone very wrong. And here are our 5 strongmen, looking mean and moody. They're a friendly bunch. Shivlyakov realising he's out of shot. 12 tons, 22 metres and 75 seconds. And first up is the former Marine himself, the Russian Shivlyakov, who I'm not sure if he likes that or not. I know. I feel you. Settle down. Well, we all have our own techniques, don't we, Colin?
Absolutely, Danny. You were doing that just before we started commentary. This is one incredibly tough strongman. He's a great all-round package. He might not be the tallest man in this group, but he packs a lot of muscle onto that frame, and with it, a fair amount of body weight. Also his fitness, second to none.
There's technique, It's all there, isn't it? The small steps.
Absolutely, he's been doing this a long time now. He turns 40 soon. He was saying this might be his last year, which would be a terrible shame if it was, so I sure would like to see him make the grand final and finish with a bang.
Well, the last 5 metres of this course
uphill.
Essentially, I was going to say a gentle gradient, but you know, it's uphill.
It's not easy. And as that second monster truck starts to come onto the hill, it just becomes harder and harder, and he is not going to beat the laws of physics. Oh, yeah, maybe he will do. You never know with Shevlyakov. Good effort at the end there.
Well, it's the grips on those tyres that'll get you.
Setting the stage.
Just too much surface area on the tarmac. 17.4 meters, 22 meters is the finish.
Go on.
Fit man. But it really is a giant man's game, truck pulling.
So from Latvia then, Smorkstelis. Interesting to see what he'll do in comparison to Shevlyakov.
It's a little bit bigger in body weight, perhaps an inch or so taller. Still not a giant, but very fit once again. Prides himself in his fitness, so should be going all the way to the 75 seconds, assuming he needs that. He may well, as he's doing pretty well at accelerating this, he may well finish this early.
He's just keeping low, keeping that rope as straight as he can. That towing rope, just head down, rhythm and focus. This, of course, again, is where it's going to get even harder.
Well, this is where the shouting may end, because it comes uphill. He needs to hold everything in here. Keep it going. Do not lose that speed. As we saw with Shevlyakov, it's almost impossible to start it again. He did get another few inches. Middle of the tyre to finish.
And he has. Wow. 54.74 seconds. All 22 metres for Smorkstelis.
Representing Latvia, Ivor Smorkstelis.
Very impressive. Good time, good benchmark time for the others now. We have got bigger men, the likes of Tom Stoltman, but he was so consistent, so efficient. Great pulling.
It's gripping stuff, and there's more on the way, as next to try their luck on the trucks are Martins Lissis, the man who is the world record tank puller, Eddie Williams, and of course, Tom, the Albatross Stoltman. They're coming up on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back, everybody. It's the road, quite literally, to the 2019 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man title. Former winner Eddie Hall here with us. Eddie, monster truck pull. Next up is Enter the Dragon, and as Martin Lissis, the big favourite for this heat, makes his first appearance. What are you expecting from him?
Martins Lissis, I mean, he's came 4th at World's Strongest Man the last 2 years. He's coming in, he's a lot bigger, he's a lot hungrier. He's going to blast this.
Have you ever seen him not look confident?
Never, and I love that. I love it. It's just if you can get it, knuckle down, draw a line and stay on it, I wish him all the best.
All right. Let's see how it goes then. Over to our commentators.
Thanks, James.
Representing
And yes,
the United
Eddie's right.
States,
I mean,
Martin
Lissis is not lacking in confidence. When he first burst onto the scene, and that explosive power and that speed, you know, the word cocky was bandied around a little bit. Anyway, here's a little VT to explain what I mean.
The entertaining quality of mine, I just go out there with a purpose to look out to the crowd, appreciate them, make sure that they know that I am here because of them, and I wouldn't be otherwise. My absolute focus out there is to win, though, to tear it apart. Every year I've come in with the intention to win it. The first time I competed in World's Strongest Man, I knew I was nowhere near as strong as the biggest guys. I knew I had the speed, I had the fitness, I had the mobility, and I had the technique. And I did well. I got up to 6th place, and then I followed up with 2 4th place finishes in 2017 and 2018. Now I'm finally fresh, stronger than I've ever been, heavier than I've ever been, and more ready than I've ever been.
And he is ready. Big character.
Ready!
And he's off.
54.74 to beat by Smaug Stellis. Interesting start there. Almost a little bit upright, but driving his hips forward, and now he's dropping down and pulling well. It certainly looks quick.
Well, it does. It's that power I was talking about before, and that speed. Just that rhythm. I don't think this gradient is going to cause much trouble.
No, if he hits this little uphill section with enough speed, I think he can get it over the line in a very fast time.
Well, look at this. Again, the middle of the tyre must pass the line. He's done that easily. My gosh, 41.33 seconds for the mighty. I thought he was saying mighty as well. The mighty Martins Lisses.
The Monster Jam truck pull with a time of 41.33.
His army of followers all shouting Martins back. A very likeable character. The former Latvian, he was born in Latvia and at a very young age moved to California.
He was born in Latvia at a very young age.
Representing Great Britain, Tom Stoltman.
Let's leave
I
that
mean,
one
it's
there.
true. He shares that in common, of course, with Tom Stoltman, born in Scotland, also as a baby.
Oof, that's a bit messy. Now then, Tom Stoltman, his bags didn't turn up at the airport, simple as that. And when you've got size 17 feet, well, thank goodness he's in the World's Strongest Man contest, because Eddie Williams was able to lend him some shoes to pull.
Yes, just at the last minute. So, I mean, something for him to get used to.
Yeah, and they're actually, oof, I think they're about a size and a half small on him. So not exactly comfortable. But despite that slip, and that would normally be the kiss of death for most, he does look like he's slipping around on ice here, but I think with this body weight he's got, he can keep it going. Come on, Tom.
I mean, it's just pure strongman, isn't it?
Oh, this is so messy. You've got to feel sorry for him. He just doesn't have his kit. He's all at odds here with his warm-up.
There's his brother Luke shouting him on. He is at such a disadvantage here. And that is it.
On jogs Luke. At least he's got his brother here, and hopefully, I mean, he thought this was going to be a win for him. Maybe even a top two. Eddie Williams is here. He's a great puller, but that is not great for Tom. Not the best start at all. You really have to feel sorry for the man when he's turned up to a sporting event, doesn't have his kit, totally out of his control.
It's school that made him do it in his pants. But he's in his pants now. So all's right with the world. And he's got his brother with him, but he'll be very, very disappointed with that.
Oh, when it's 30 degrees Celsius, a little ice bath, hopefully help him recover.
On to the Australian, Eddie Williams then. Two-time Australia's strongest man. Also appeared on Australia's Got Talent.
Yes, he's a remarkably good singer. Oh, he dug in there. Goodness me. Drove hard. He's, of course, a massive, massive man. He's got plenty of body weight. And once again, it looks pretty quick. That's a great start.
Well, he also holds the world record for tank pulling. And he's been keeping that rope fairly taut.
Yeah, his arms are starting to tire a little bit now. You can see it just hanging a bit looser, but great use of all body power.
From this angle, it's tempting to think he's pulling one truck. Of course, he's pulling two. And this is a great time. Wow. 41.11. He's just done it.
It was a great time to beat by Lisses, and he has done it. Very impressive. Remember, a debutant at World's Strongest Man, first ever event, gets a win. Definitely has the X factor, this man.
It was Australia's Got Talent.
Oh, very good. Strong boy indeed.
Thank you. And Michelle is with the strong boy indeed now.
Eddie Williams, first time on the World's Strongest Man, first event, and you smashed it. How are you feeling?
Over the moon. To do it on this stage means more than any of the competitions I've done, because this is top in the world.
And you are just a thoroughly lovely guy, aren't you, Eddie? Because I actually heard you lent some of your shoes to Tom.
The thing that me and my coach live by is, if I can beat you fair and square and make it all fair for everyone, and if you win, then you're the better guy.
A great sportsman right here. Congratulations, Eddie. Well done.
Thank you very much.
The man from Oz is the boss in Event 1, keeping the other contenders down under 0.2 of a second ahead of Lissis, with Tom Stoltman off to a sluggish start. Miraculously, Michelle is already at our next event.
Thanks, James. Next up, it's the Giants Medley, where our athletes are going to need a firm grip to carry these frames until they reach the Super Yoke, weighing in at 450 kilograms. They're going to have to carry that along this line until they finally reach the Monster Yoke. This is 600 kilograms, the heaviest ever in the world's strongest man. For this, they're going to need speed, they're going to need balance and endurance. And if you are a fan of the Super Yoke, then we've got a little treat for you, as we're going to race back in time and take a look at some of the best bits of an event that's provided plenty of drama over the decades.
Wilhelm coming on step by step. Now he's picking it up. You'd hire that big guy to move your furniture one afternoon. Look at him come.
And Kate pushing on. Listen to it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, believe me, his head does hurt, but these guys are very tough.
Badenhorst, I think's just gonna win it just. Oh, goes flying. Boyer comes away, maximum points for him. What a flyer. He's rubbing salt in the wound now to all the rest.
Oh, watch out! Marius almost gets cleaned out by over 900 pounds of appliances.
Marastyuk is coming away. Can he challenge the time set by Pudzianowski? Yes, he can. Absolutely superb.
That is astonishing. 13.5 seconds.
Cleve Dean. He's the only one, I guess, that's probably bigger than the
Yes, Cleve is actually
Isobox, huh?
larger than the Isobox.
I enjoy it. Like it, love it.
Cleve Dean at the end. He was a former pig farmer and arm wrestling champ. Third wrestling with pigs.
Still the heaviest man ever.
Is that
World
right?
Strongest man, over 500 pounds. Not quite as heavy as these, though.
No, the farmer's walk, first of all, 150 kilos in each hand, then the super yoke. Is there anything bigger than a super yoke? Of course there is, the giant yoke. And there it is, with Shivlyakov, who is leading at the moment. Completed everything in 35.61 seconds. So it's on to Stoltman. He's found his own pair of shoes.
Representing
I hope by now.
Latvia, Ivor
Up against Smokestelis.
Well, Stoltman finds himself in a place where he really has to perform here. Truck pull did not go so well. Smokestelis closest to camera. Very good start. He's a tough man, the Latvian.
Very fast from Smokestelis.
It's also a bit shorter, more compact. It might be better in this kind of event, the yoke. Let's see how the tall man, the Albatross, gets on.
Struggling slightly. Has to get those two metal prongs over the white line. He can pick it up as many times as they need to. Stoltman's done it. 25.69. That's a great result from Stoltman. And Smokestelis, well, nearly.
Screams it over the line. There we go. Has he been given it?
Surely.
Surely. Yes, he has.
34.4 seconds for Smokestelis, but Stoltman, what a comeback.
Magnus Magnussen, the head referee, just chuckling away there. I think he was enjoying watching it, seeing how long he would go for. He did indeed do it the first effort. And, well done to both of them.
A seismic puddle.
Representing the United States, Martin.
And we're back with Lissis, currently placing second.
Representing Australia,
Eddie Williams, who was a primary school teacher. Colin?
Yes, indeed, works with children with special needs. He's just a good egg, Eddie. His first ever world's strongest man. He's won the first event, and he's up against Lissis in the second, and he's hanging with him.
Well, look at the speed of Lissis, but Eddie Williams not far behind at all. Perhaps with more to prove.
Oh, a little too quick there, Lissis. Eddie had his shot. He drops it as well.
Lissis is over the line in a very fast time.
The heaviest ever super yoke at World's Strongest Man. 600 kilos. Over 1,300 pounds. And good sportsmanship there. Lissis cheering him on.
Just needs to shunt it over the line. He's done it, and he's happy about it.
The winner of the Giants medley.
So what a time from Lissis, 21.09 seconds. He takes the Giants medley.
So that was very impressive. Didn't quite finish it in one movement. Dropped it once, picked it back up again. It was about as close as one movement as we've seen. Well done, Lissis.
And of course, well done, Eddie Williams. The two men, great friends.
Round 2 goes to Lissis, 4 seconds faster than a much improved Tom Stoltman. Eddie Williams, meanwhile, goes from first to last. But for all these men, just getting across that line was an achievement. Lissis now takes a 3-point lead in the overall standings, with the next 3 athletes, Stoltman, Smaugstelis and Williams, all tied on 6 points, and Shivlyakov with some catching up to do. Big, nasty green buggies. Not just up your nose you find them, you know. We've got a pair of them here at Coquina Beach, ripe for picking up in Event 3, our deadlift for reps. We'll get rolling with that next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back, everybody, to World's Strongest Man. While Eddie and Golf take a short break from each other, let's get a quick recap on events so far in Heat 3. We began with a bit of a surprise. Eddie Williams out-dragging the Dragon in the truck pull, beating Martins Lissis by 0.2 of a second. Tom Stoltman only finishing 4th. Tom did better in the Giants medley, finishing 2nd behind Lissis. And that means that after 2 events, Lissis leads the way, 3 points clear of 3 men, Stoltman, Smaugstelis and Eddie Williams. Up next for our athletes, it's a bit of lift, clean and place. Eddie Hall has more.
Thanks, James. Up next, we've got the deadlift for reps. Now, this apparatus in total weighs 2,000 kilos. Luckily, it's only 375 kilos in the hands. Now, the guys have got to lift this for as many reps as they can. They've got to fight against the apparatus. Now, that's bad for some people. It pulls them forward, pulls them backwards. But for people like Shivlyakov, he's got the heart of a lion. He'll use that to his advantage. He'll be upping it up his body like a ladder, gaining momentum, and he could really win this event. Good luck to the guys. Over to the commentators.
Thanks, Eddie. Yes, we move on to the deadlift. We're using these speedsters, 375 kilos. How many times can you lift them both at once in 60 seconds? I know what my answer is. But what about Eddie? Eddie Williams managed 2. But ahead of him, Smaugstelis, who managed 5.
Representing Russia,
the hair in his tongue.
Mikhail
So we move on to Shivlyakov. 5th time here, always a big character.
He was Eddie's pick for the kind of guy who could win this. He's very fit. Yes, he's got a massive base of strength, but he also is willing to go that extra mile. You'll see him jacking it up his thighs. In fact, I think he's got a little baby oil on his thighs there just to help it slip up a bit. He's already picked off the others, or equaled anyway, 5 reps. Someone of his fitness, I think he can recover. He can do another few more here.
He's still moving, 30 seconds to go. He's always got a bit more in the tank. 2.7 now.
Big shake, goodness me.
There's like a new wave of determination there. He wants one more.
10 seconds to do it. He's going to have to get up and get on with it pretty quickly. If he does 9, Stoltman will have a very difficult number to hit.
Well, that's it for Shivlyakov. Great, though. Just another example of his determination. Always pushing himself.
You know what? He really didn't work the apparatus as much as I thought he would. Those were pretty honest, genuine deadlifts. I thought he was going to be doing, as Eddie said, resting it on his thighs a little bit, but not a bit of it.
Stoltman.
Well, Scotland's strongest man. He's a Stolt man. There's his dad.
So 8 reps to beat by the Russian. He needs to dig in. Only one more event after this to decide who goes straight to the grand final or which 2 men go on to the stone-off. This is very much Tom's event.
Up to 6 now. With 35 seconds to go. 8 to beat.
Definitely ahead of where Shevlyakov was, but Shev is so fit. Had to grind that one out, didn't he?
He's struggling a little bit now, finding himself.
Going to get the air in. He's going to have to get up on his feet pretty soon and give it a go. That is what Eddie was talking about. Work the apparatus, inch at a time. Got to get his hips through, gets the down signal.
He does it.
Your co-leader in Group 3 in the deadlift.
Well, that's a good result there for Tom Stoltman. He's happy with it.
I don't want to start talking about it, but we are on our way perhaps to the first time 2 brothers have made it into a grand final. A number have tried. Oh, that last rep was a grinder, wasn't it?
Would be amazing to see both Stolt men in the final. Such huge supporters of each other.
Your final athlete in Group 3, representing the United
So
States.
to Lissis once more. 4th time here. Just 28.
Great deadlifter. Long-armed. World's Strongest Man final 2 years ago was right up there with the very best. Even Eddie Hall struggled to beat him. So he could pull things out the bag, and this is looking metronomic. It's smooth, it's consistent.
Just the rhythm here. And the intent is amazing. He's already up to 7. That's 8, like it was nothing.
Without a rest.
Absolutely. With 30 seconds to spare, didn't need to do any more than that. Lissis takes the deadlift with 9 reps. And a dainty bow and a kiss for everyone.
Oh, Eddie Williams cheering him on. Oh, this really is a group of brotherly love.
Sort of the opposite of a group of death, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I don't approve personally.
Lissis making those lifts look lightweight and picking up his 2nd straight event win in the process. Behind him, it's another 2nd place for Tom Stoltman, tied this time with Shevlyakov as the Russian makes his move. So the Dragon extends his lead in Heat 3 with Stoltman for now clearing 2nd, continuing the form that's already seen Tom wrestle the Scottish title from his brother after half a decade of trying.
That was a long 5 years, you know. It was 2nd place by a couple of points here and there, and you know, I'd rather be 3rd or 4th than 2nd. Luke doesn't want anyone else to have his title except from me because it'll stay in the family, but I think that title is going to be staying in my house for the next 7 or 8 years. I generally feel like I'm in the shape of my life right now. I've never felt so good before a competition. If I said I wasn't going to be the champion, I'd pack up and go, you know. I mean, I wouldn't put my body through what I've been putting it through the last 5 years to say that I'm happy to come 2nd at World's Strongest Man. I mean, if anybody here says that, they're lying. You're all in a sport to get to the highest level and to win it, and the stuff I put my body through is, I wouldn't wish on anyone. If I don't win World's Strongest Man in the next 3 years, then I'll quit the sport. That's how confident I am. Well, everyone can talk, oh, Tom Stoltman was the next big thing, but I have to step up and prove it, and I'm starting to prove it a wee bit now, so I'm just going to keep on working hard every year, improve, and get closer to crumbling the mountain.
Wow. So Stoltman wants to crumble the mountain. Shots fired at Hafthor Bjornsson. Well, will he meet him in the grand final? Well, the overhead press will help us to find out. 75 seconds. To lift it as many times as possible. Looks like Lissis will qualify. Game on as far as the others are concerned, including Shivlyakov, because he was in last place. He went on his own. Managed 5 in 39.22 seconds.
Representing Latvia,
We move on
Ivar
to Šmokstelis
Šmokstelis.
in third place.
Representing Australia, Eddie
Up against this guy, Eddie Williams. Been a great first showing.
Tremendous. In fact, from both men, Šmokstelis, his second showing, though. Last time he competed, he was brought in at the last minute as a substitute, so really never got a chance to prep.
2 for Šmokstelis. Williams now equaling that. A little unsteady on his feet.
Yeah, I mean, this is maybe where Williams has found out a little bit. He just simply hasn't done strongman or gym work as much as the other guys. He's a big, natural powerhouse, but in fact, I believe he did his first ever strongman contest, having gone to the local church, and there was a contest out the back, and he took part, and that was him bitten by the bug. Someone better answer him quick. 5 reps. He wants to beat Shevlyakov, of course, and secure that place in the stone off. Oof.
Well, that's 6 for Šmokstelis, only 2 for Williams.
Well, with Lissis and Stoltman to go, pretty much seals Šmokstelis into the stone off.
It's Williams'
Your
wife,
new
Hannah.
leader in Group 3, Ivar Šmokstelis.
So Šmokstelis leads, managed 6,
With 2
just under
repetitions
55
on the
seconds.
overhead press.
And
Representing
2 for the Australian, Eddie Williams. 19.72 seconds. There is flossing. That's the dancing lady. And that's Vickers Revenge. She's got all the moves.
So much potential, this man. Not just on the dance floor, but really here at World's Strongest Man. A couple more years in the gym, and he could be a World's Strongest Man with him.
That was in gratitude to your kind words. But we'll move on.
Representing the United States, Martin.
To Lissis, who looks a sure thing for the grand final. Oh, careful.
Representing Great Britain, Tom.
But hoping to get in his way. Tom Stoltman, nipping at his heels. So really, Lissis must be thinking, all I need to do is lift it once, and then I'll have done enough.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure that's Martin's style, though. He's got a lot of fans here who've travelled a long way to see him perform, and he normally puts a show on. Here you go. He's already done enough. He is going to be the main man at the end of this event. He will go straight to the grand final now. He will not be in the stone off. He'll be #1 in the group. But will Tom Stoltman get ahead of Shevlyakov, Eddie Williams, Šmokstelis? He needs 6 reps in a quick time.
He'll want to get a good number here anyway. And Lissis, just calm it down.
Martins.
And there's 5 from Stoltman, and he's done.
Hang on a second, he's still got 20 seconds to go. He should give it another hit. Or maybe he is just spent and done. But that was not quicker than Shevlyakov's 5, and so it wasn't better than Šmokstelis' 6.
Representing Great Britain.
Well, Stoltman will be in the playoff next with the stone. But say goodbye to Lissis until the grand final.
Representing the United
Soon,
States,
it could be the world's strongest man.
I think a very popular one as well.
Just a nice high five. Neither man willing to admit that it really hurt.
A third straight win for Martins, wrapping up top spot in style and maintaining his 100% qualifying record at this competition. Smaugstelis also with 6 reps, Shivlyakov beating Tom Stoltman's time to 5 reps, but it's too little too late for the Russian because 2 points are enough to see Tom confirmed in 3rd place overall and into the playoff, where he'll face the mighty Latvian Smaugstelis. Can Tom make it through and become, with Luke, the first ever brothers to reach the final 10? Well, that's the question that we'll be answering next as we head to beautiful Manatee Beach on Anna Maria Island for an epic strongman showdown. To the winner, a place in the grand final. To the loser, a ticket home. It's Stoltman against Smaugstelis next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to Bradenton, Florida, where amid the verdant vegetation, the climax of Heat 3 of this year's World's Strongest Man awaits. British athletes have qualified from the first 2 heats this year. Can Tom Stoltman make it 3 for 3, or will Latvia's Aivar Smaugstelis take the place in the grand final? Over to Colin and Danny for the sudden death showdown.
Well, thank you, James. Yes, it is a sudden death showdown. One big stone, 180 kilos, passed back and forth until one man can no longer function. You have 20 seconds in which to make your return. It's like very slow badminton, isn't it? So this man, just one of the best in the world at lifting stones.
So fit as well. There's Dad cheering him on. I mean, when it comes to stone lifting, Tom Stoltman has to be right up there, number 1, 2 in the world. But when it comes to fitness as well, right up there, number 1, 2 in the world. Smaugstelis is tough. He's as tough as they come, but I'm just not sure he's got the tools to take on young Tom.
Let's see, because that's a confident return.
Believe you me, Smaugstelis is hungry. He joked with me this morning, the very worst situation today could end up is if he had to face down Tom Stoltman in the stone off. And here he is. Tom did have the disadvantage of starting with this 180-kilo stone. And it will wear down even the biggest and toughest.
Oh, yes, particularly when you think that during the Atlas stones, this is traditionally the heaviest stone. And you only lift that once in the Atlas stones.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last stone of Britain's strongest man. It is just a few pounds off of 400.
Down it goes again.
Well, they're both being fairly gentlemanly about the stone going over the bar. We saw Oberst in a previous heat shoving it with all his might, so it bounced at the man. Suitable way to finish the group of love. Everyone's been very friendly. Great sportsmanship. Smaugstelis now, you can see he's hurting.
He's starting to see a little weakening of Smaugstelis.
I think he did that with a smile, just to crush Smaugstelis. There was a hint of a smile as he lifted it.
Stoltman just looks kind of unbeatable at this stage.
He's got just about enough recovery time to keep going on forever with this. Or not. He's breathing heavy when the other man's not looking. Smaugstelis!
Well, he's still got a few seconds, I think. Oh.
Come on, Ivers.
He just realised, even if I put that over there, I'm going to have to do it again.
And again, and again. It's never going to end.
Oh, well, look at that. Tom Stoltman's dad absolutely delighted.
Yes, his girlfriend Sinead there as well, getting hug off Dad. And oh, here's Luke. First brothers.
The first brothers to get into the World's Strongest Man Grand Finals, and they are Scottish. And this was the moment. Smaugstelis couldn't do it, and the moment Tom knew he had it. You know who that's for? He's had a tough couple of years, but his brother has been with him every step of the way. this is what it's all about. So Tom and Luke Stoltman have a shot at the world's strongest man.
Well, it's a real family affair here at World's Strongest Man. We've just seen Tom absolutely power it through. Tom, you've reached the final. You're joined by your brother and by your dad. Tell me what's going through your mind.
Yeah, well, that's what we came out to do, but, you know, you have to make it real, and that's what we've done. I'm pretty speechless, but his two kids, we're going to give him the best present of his life.
How are you feeling? You must be one proud dad.
Just incredible, you know, two boys from up the Highlands, the north of Scotland, just a little place. They've worked so hard, the two of them, and it's just unbelievable.
And Luke, you just must be on cloud nine right now.
I mean, I don't think proud even comes close to describe how I'm feeling. I've always said since Tom started to compete, he's going to be one of the greatest. I mean, and just to look at him, he's a beast. You know, he's a 6'8" monster from the Highlands of Scotland. He's what a true warrior of Scotland represents. He's the nicest guy you could ever hope to meet. Yeah, and I'm proud to be there for the first time in World's Strongest Man final with Tom. So a privilege and a great honour to represent the UK and be here with my brother and my dad to see where we've placed in the final.
First brothers in history. I mean, what a special moment. Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Just incredible. Well done.
Thank you.
Incredible indeed. The grand final now looking 100% more Caledonian as Tom takes his place alongside Luke and Martins Lissis, winner of this very memorable heat. Oh, Eddie, it was under the cart the whole time. Don't worry, we'll get you another.
No, we'll get this one.
Ooh. Still got it, big guy.
Sure have.
Well, next time on Channel 5, we've got Heat 4 for you, which should be a bit special because it includes the return of Lawrence Charlet, making, sadly, his farewell appearance at World's Strongest Man. He's in a tough group as well, one that includes Mateusz Kieliszkowski, one of the absolute favourites this year. So to see all of that, join us next time on Channel 5.